Hi, hello, and welcome to Khel Now TV. You're watching Inside Indian Football episode number 95. With Indian football season finally started with Duran Cup, and of course, there are lots of talks about Indian football team players and the matches and the camp and the release of these players going on. There are war of words going on between the AIFF, from AIFF side, the head coach and the clubs off the record telling they're not going to release the players and they have the rights, they have their in the rights to not release these players for non-FIFA match day camp or matches. So I think the middle ground still need to be found where AIFF and the ISL club need to come and find a middle ground so that India can get their best players for each and every game at every level, not just the India senior level, but at the under 23 level also, because you can see that 20 plus Indian football team matches are on in the month of September from the different age group, men's and the women's. That tell you about that August might be a bit calmer, but when September comes, there will be end-to-end action going on for the Indian football teams, from the men's to women's to the boys to girls and to the senior teams. So I think, and in this department now, it's not only about the senior team of the Asian Games, it's also about under 19 now. Will these clubs release their players for under 19 camps? So I think best way to do it is to find a middle ground, speak on a common forum instead of talking on a social media, instead of talking to the media, figure out a way and come together and speak, because Ego's team match habit of tweeting everything has not gone well with the multiple parties. First with the Asian Games saga where he tagged Mr. Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, directly on Twitter. That was not liked by many people at IOA and Sports Ministry, by the way, that he is the national team coach. To the maximum he can go up to the president of the AIFF, but he can't just straight away go and tag the country's prime minister for his own demands and the needs. And that's one thing. Now this time around again, he has asked ISL coaches and the ISL clubs to release the players, and the ISL clubs are saying that you have not even approached us once. Why are you tweeting straight away? For what purpose you are tweeting? And they're saying he is looking for an engagement, or how do you say, social media, the word is social media pull, or crowd behind him, because clubs are telling, if you want to make a request, you make a request to the club, not on social media. Don't make a request on social media. So both the time Ego's team match tweets have not gone well, and I think this, as a head coach of a country like India, he need to understand that he can't go and put everything out on Twitter. So thank you, welcome everyone. Just small crux and summary of what going on with the national team and the camp and the everything. Still national team camp was supposed to start from 12th of August. It's now postponed for the next 8 days for the AFC under 23 qualifiers. So India is on a bit tight rope now, because we already not sending our best team for the under 23 qualifiers, because we need those boys in the Kings Cup and in the Asian Games. Now even for that under 23 camp, there is doubt over some players not joining. So clubs are even saying they will not release the player by 20th August also, because Duran Cup is going on and they have every right to keep this player keep the hold of these players, because there is no FIFA international window in those days when these camps and the games are going on. So I think that's the thing. Thank you everybody for already joining in. Tweets are now post. Yes, sorry, that's good. Jitendra bhai, बहुत बढ़िया बताया आपने, भूल गए थे. Indian national team should be given importance. No one is gonna watch club matches if national team underperforms. Hello people. But what about clubs? Clubs are saying we are playing continental game. We are representing India in the AFC Cup, AFC Champions League. That is not important for Indian football or the Indian people. So that's where club are. And club whole idea is we don't want to stop players playing for these tournaments, but it's all about, we can't release players 1 month before the actual tournament start, because their idea is the preseason is going on. They need to prepare the player for the 1 year season, not just couple of games just for India. So I think they want to release the player, but not for the month long camp before each and every tournament. And I think this long camp, I also raise a question that you can't always have the long camps. So I think that's the thing. Comment on Liston first match where he was involved in 4 out of 5 goals. I've never doubt Liston capabilities, Nayak ji. Always said he has in him. It's just that he is a confidence player. So once he start getting the confidence, he will start doing well. I have important questions. Please go ahead. ISL broadcasting bid, no new update till now. Pranav ji, आपके पास हमारे पास AIFF एंड क्लब्स को पहले से पता था शेड्यूल, जब रिलीज ही नहीं होने थे तो प्लेयर्स एशियन गेम्स की रिक्वेस्ट सीख नहीं करते, इतना सब ड्रामा क्यों है, क्या जरूरत थी, AFC अंडर 20 कप क्वालिफायर्स तो है ही. अब ये भी एक सवाल है कि क्या प्रायोरिटी बेसिस पे एशियन गेम्स तो डाल दिया गया है एंड वी आर नॉट सेंडिंग आवर बेस्ट टीम फॉर AFC अंडर 23 qualifiers. AIFF kind of force also to send the best team for the Asian Games because the SAI and the IO and the national government, India government have not approved a team with a depleted team. They wanted India's best team to play in Asian game, then only they're going to approve the team. Mumbai के Champions League game है 18 से 20, 2 से 4. Why would they release Akash, Apuya, Vikram Pratap for Asian Games and non-FIFA match calendar? Even Mumbai will be super disadvantaged. This is the last time on Indian. Okay, something I don't know. FC Goa performance. John will come on that FC Goa and Duran Cup performance on each and every team till now. Bro, tell about the Indian centre back. Do you have any news about him? No news till now. We have seen Indian centre back. Ashish, so we know Twitter is now changed to X. So if you watch, यार भाई 18 plus show नहीं है हमारा, 13 plus है. ठीक है. So let's come quickly. I think and we will take on these questions on national team camps, and I just want to know what your opinion on this. I think issue is here. By AIFF, the request of 1 month camp, that's where clubs are not ready. They don't want to release player for 1 month. They're saying if there is AFC Under 23 championship matches, there are 3 to 4 matches. If they are there, we are happy to release players 10 days before the match start, not 1 month before the match starts. So that's where the clubs are. They want player to be there at their preseason for their own match. That's for the AFC Under 23 camp and the AFC Under 23 team. Now for the Asian Games. There are 2 things for Asian Games and the Kings Cup. The Kings Cup is on a FIFA match day window, so there is no problem on the Kings Cup. So clubs don't have any right on that. Only right club has is that they have to release players before 48 hours before the first game. So before the first, where the window start basically. Before the window start. The issue is the Asian Games. So Asian Games, as already highlighted by our users, that their Mumbai City FC's Champions League games are there because there are 2 match day for the Champions League are there. The AFC Cup games I think from 2 of our clubs, and many clubs have multiple players. Bangalore FC have multiple players, Mumbai has multiple players across the multiple teams. So there are 2 teams simultaneously playing. There's 1 team in the Asian Games and the Kings Cup. There's 1 team in the Under 23 qualifiers, and some clubs feels that they have been put into disadvantage by AIFF by asking for longer camps for these tournaments. So I think only solution is that you figure out a way to talk to these clubs, not on Twitter for sure, not on X for sure. Talk on a Zoom call or a physical meeting or a phone call. Don't throw your weapons on Twitter or X. Throw it on on a Zoom call. Convince the coaches that they will follow, because coaches are a bit worried about the fitness program also. And John says, is Igor doing this to get a long-term extension? You never know. He wants to be on a good side of the Indian fans, so nothing bad in it. But you can't just, if you have not talked to them on a personal basis till now, you can't go straight away and tweet on Twitter, and after that you are then putting the Zoom meeting for the coaches meet, and as a federation you are not aware that 3 ISL teams are involved in Duran Cup on the same match day, and you kept on a meeting on that day where they're playing the match. So क्या आप सो रहे हो, आपको कैलेंडर की नहीं पता, आपको नहीं पता शेड्यूल क्या है इंडियन फुटबॉल में, आप उस दिन मीटिंग रख ही कैसे सकते हो जिस दिन ऑलरेडी 3 टीम इन्वॉल्व हैं डूरन कप में, वो उनका मैच चल रहा है. So I think वो एक दिखता है कि there is no planning in that part, and that's the thing. Ashish Chetri is playing on turf with kids in his locality. My friend got to play with him. That's a great, if talking about Sunil Chetri, I think those kids are lucky. That's great. Mumbai disadvantage में रहेगा ना, तो how can they send their main players when there is a Champions League game, which is certainly more important than Asian games? Yes, and I think you can't say for the clubs that the Asian games are important. Champions League game is not. Champions League game is important right now for Indian football because Asian calendar, the competition also getting restructured now. There's a Champions League, there's a AFC Cup, the third tier competition coming up. The second restructure is Indian clubs going out from the Champions League. Each and every point in the Champions League, positive point for Indian clubs, is going to help us get back in the Champions League in future because we have to maintain that coefficient score, which is the average of last 3 years. 8 years generally, but last 3 seasons it's take the majority portion from. So Mumbai City FC, for not just for Mumbai City FC, for the Indian football, they need to do well in the Champions League. So I think that's where it's a confusing. You can't say that national team is only the important team or only the important match. Of course, it's the important match, and but you have to give Mumbai City FC a benefit of doubt if they're playing in the Champions League. They can't go in a Champions League without, say, they sign Akash Mishra for giving crores of money. They gave away their own left back to Hyderabad FC. If they don't have Akash Mishra, they're definitely in disadvantage. Vikram Pratap, I can still understand they can manage with the foreigners and everything. So I think that's where the clubs and the AIFF need to come on ground, on the same table and talk about it. Can you do a draw date for the AFC Champions League? I think draw date for AFC Champions League what should be in next couple of days. I think I heard last. So I have to check on that exact date. किसी को पता है तो please put it in the comment section. What is the plan for the national team preparation before the World Cup 2026 qualifiers? Journey ji. There is no plan as such. I think only plan is there will be is on a FIFA match day. So clubs will release players. Maybe 3 days before the window start. So Indian team might get couple of training sessions. So nobody's talking about the November World Cup qualifiers yet. Eagles team match have directly touch upon those matches, but focus still remains on the Asian Games and the AFC 23 qualifiers. And somebody, Anish Rani, told about draw is 31st of August. Yes, that's right. On 16th, 80k it's not 80k MB. You want to get me in a problem. It's a Mohun Bagan Supergiant match of AFC qualification will be there on YouTube. Yes, that match can't be there on the TV because AFC is not producing AFC does not produce the qualifiers, of any tournament like Champions League, like the AFC Cup. They only produced when the actual tournament start. So it's up to the home team to arrange their own telecast and broadcast, and I'm sure Mohun Bagan is looking to show it on the YouTube channel, which is not a bad start. Jamshedpur replaced Chima, no foreign center medic there till now. That's the plan for Jamshedpur FC to replace the Chima, that's the thing, but I am not sure why they have not done any yet. Somebody thinks 24th August is the draw date, so that's the confirmation we also need. So आप लोग आपस में decide कर लो भाई और एक date बता दो, वो मैं सबको बता पाऊँ. AFC Cup you get 1.6 points per win, in Champions League you get 3 points per win. That's the importance of Champions League. So again, ये बैन के टाइम पे भी हुआ था, सब बोल रहे थे बैन हो जाना चाहिए इंडियन फुटबॉल के लिए. अच्छा, अगेन यहाँ पे नेशनल टीम इंपॉर्टेंट है, मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सबके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट यू कांट इग्नोर द क्लब्स इंपॉर्टेंट गेम्स लाइक चैंपियंस लीग. You are not there just based on the invitation. You are there based on the qualification by winning the league shield, and so they don't want to. If it's only I think it's 6 games, 3 games home, 3 games away. So it's important. You just assume if they play Ronaldo, for example, and they're playing without their actual first choice left back. So I think you have to consider the Mumbai City FC plea and the club who playing in the AFC Cup also. Other clubs can adjust because ISL is not starting till 2022 September, but they might have to, when Asian Games goes on, they might have to, their important player might have to miss some matches for each team, but I think is adjustable. Only thing is with Mumbai and the Mohun Bagan and Odisha FC, if they play in the AFC Cup in those dates, how many matches they will miss with their first team player. AFC Cup I think should be manageable if somehow middle ground can be found out. Then Champions League I think Mumbai City FC should be given, but then Mumbai City should also show some good heart and release the players for later on after the match maybe. तो वो बात कर लेनी चाहिए. Where is Satvik government? What is he is cooking with Kudan? From steam match out to steam match in, that's make us steam match a proper Indian. What's your opinion? I think steam match is smart. He knows what works in India, what does not. Even if you're not very popular on the pitch, you should be popular among the fans, and that's what he's doing. And he's smart with that. And and I think as I was in one of the Twitter space on the Bengaluru FC's fan group on this Sunil Chetri's birthday. That's on Thursday only, last Thursday only. I think India do not have any option right now other than extending टी मैच contract. So I think that's the thing. क्लब कोचेस टी मैच की मीटिंग कब होगी? अब नया डेट डिसाइड किया जा रहा है. कुणाल दास, AIFF एंड दी ईगोस टी मैच को ये बात पता ही नहीं थी शायद कि डूरन कप चल रहा है इंडिया में, तो उनको मिलेगा नहीं. Thoughts on FC Goa Duran Cup performance? Let me come on my document and Duran Cup both. So Ishan Pandita, Kerala Blaster have announced today. Let's couple of things about Ishan Pandita deal to Kerala Blaster. 2-year deal, the option to extend. I think Kerala Blaster have done very well to get Ishan Pandita over the line, because over the dotted line. The reason means he was chased by, throughout this window, I think more than 3 clubs were of course interested in Ishan Pandita. Ishan Pandita was also very smart with his choices. He knows clearly that he don't want to be a 3rd or a 4th choice at any club. Even he's not shying away from the competition. He is fine with the competition, but he want to know that how many players he should be competing with. 1 or 2. So now at least with Kerala Blaster, the injury of the Asian player, I think Kerala Blaster have to restructure their recruitment strategy, especially in that. And if you have been seeing these videos inside Indian football, I kept on telling Ishan Pandita signing will also decide what kind of remaining foreigners Kerala Blaster get. If they can get an Indian striker, Ishan Pandita is like that second choice striker for them. Vidyasagar is there. He can play that extra winger or striker role also. So I think now Kerala Blaster will switch their focus toward the foreigners, because they know if the foreigners should not be, should not necessarily be to be a centre forward, because they already got Ishan Pandita. Muirang from Bengaluru FC have joined Northeast United officially, was revealed way back by Khelna. Other than that, Mohammad Ali Bamamar signed for Northeast United. A signing was not playing much in recent time, so let's see what he does. Let's come to Duran Cup. Parthiv Gogoi, what a performance against Shillong Lejong, first hat-trick. Noah Shodeki scoring against first hat-trick. Both the hat-trick coming on Shillong Lejong. Very sad for Shillong Lejong. Mohan Bagan, Mumbai City looks like favourite to go to the quarterfinals, and looks like favourite for the trophy also. Connor Shield scored on his Chennai FC debut against Hyderabad FC today, so I think they won comfortably 3-1 again. Nishu Kumar sent off in the first game, scored in the second game. So and and the Kolkata derby is coming on 12th of August, where we know that Mohan Bagan might play the mixed team. India's draw for Malaysia Merdeka Cup have come out. India playing Malaysia in the semi-final. There are 15 parties have shown initial interest on the institutional league, and I think I don't know, this works in Korea. I don't know if will it work in India or not. Instead of senior institutional league, I think AIFF should encourage these institute to fund youngsters, young footballers. South Korea do that for regularly in archery and other sports, where big group like Toyota and all everything, they funds these youngsters from when they're 8, 9, 10. So if AIFF can somehow work with these institute to adopt one academy in their own area of operation and then play those youth leagues, I think that will be a great achievement for Indian football. Of course, I'm not against of senior institutional league also, but I think age group wise, if they can do that, will be great. In I-League also, William Elvson signed for Srinidhi Deccan, and Peter Hartley, of course, we know that have joined Inter Kashi, and Churchill have got the Argentine coach. So, till now in Duran Cup, Goa looks very good. Northeast look very good also, very honest. They have looked very good. Right now, I think Punjab FC and Bangladesh Army is playing. Yes, it's 0-0, 22 minutes. So I think, what I was trying to say is that, Duran Cup till now, I think the team which impressed most were, of course, Mohun Bagan. Mumbai City looks good. Goa look good, Northeast look good. So ISL team looks good. Those who started their pre-season on time, they look good. Chennai FC defeated 3-1 Hyderabad, a team who is hit by off the field issues, and I think how they're going to do, Hyderabad FC is interesting to see, because right now it's look very tough for them, and in terms of tough, they have to get their previous dues of the players clear, and that's why I think they have nearly cleared it, but still need to get an OC from the FIFA on that, and then all the outstanding amount on the books also need to clear without the actual main new sponsor or investor come into it. What is institutional league is basically like ONGC, like Air India. They used to have football teams, footballers they used to sign. So it's a league for these institute to play into. Okay. Nasir Al Khayyati, Tom Rogic to Kerala Blaster rumors. Heard nothing. Brad, what on that? Thoughts on Asfaq Ahmed and our under 16 team who is practicing in Kashmir. भाई हर्ष जी देखा नहीं है, but what I heard the scouting was good on the 16 level. So let's see what are the players when they finally able to watch them. Ashish, you look Jamshedpur FC signing both domestic and international. I think, see, on paper, these are underwhelming signing, Jamshedpur FC, and as said, on paper, and they might prove everybody wrong when they play on pitch. So I think, let's see, what happened those. Is Chennai FC and no update, they won the game 3-1, that's the only one. Team अपना PR कर रहा है, starting से बोल रहा हूँ, well played football कह रहे हैं. South Korea dominated in archery and they dominated in other sports also, they dominated in football in Asia. Hoping for India versus Palestine in final, India defeating Malaysia in front of 80,000 opponent spectator at Bukit Jalil Stadium would be lit. Yes, Malaysia will not be easy game. Toyota Japan, पर थिंक साउथ कोरियन कंपनियां भी और मुझे ये नहीं पता, बट मैं ये जरूर जानता हूँ कि साउथ कोरियन big OEMs who makes cars and everything, and other OEMs also government, also big companies sponsor sports athletes when they are 11, 12, 13 only. The gap between Asian Games round of 16 and the Kings Cup FIFA window is just 10 days. Kings Cup is before the Asian Games, so there should be no problem. Kings Cup cancelled, but Kings Cup is not cancelled. Ashish, people really hoping Sohail, no one talking about Parthiv. Parthiv is clear. I think Sohail was good, Parthiv was good, but I think Parthiv game still has, how to say, his game is still raw. It's not finished yet, so I think let's see how he does against a tougher team, so that will be great to see. How can India get back the Champions League spot back? Alvin, very good with Alvin Fernandez. Only way to get back is that AFC restructure the Champions League again, like they did it in past, got it in India. Another way is we do very well in the AFC Cup, and in the whatever Asia matches we are playing from now onwards, and our coefficient of score goes up, and the teams who are countries who are up above us, they lose their Champions League and the AFC Cup, and their coefficient goes down. So I think that's the only way to go right now if AFC does not change the requirement for the AFC Cup. Igor is the one who changed the playing style. That's I've taken. Moirang joined. Yeah, that's what I said. Moirang joined Jamshedpur FC. Sorry if I said Northeast United. Khelna did a well story way back. सर क्रिकेट का भी बात करो ना. रणधीर पांडे क्रिकेट की बात कर सकते थे भाई, क्रिकेट के लिए हमारा एक और चैनल है, मैं आपको लिंक दे देता हूँ. खेल क्रिकेट है हमारा चैनल, उसको आप जाके वहाँ 24 घंटे 12 महीने क्रिकेट की बात चलती है. फेसबुक पे भी पेज है, तो आपको कमेंट सेक्शन में लिंक मिल जाएगा भैया, आपको वहाँ पे क्रिकेट की बात करोगे और मेरे से बात करोगे तो मैं एक सवाल क्रिकेट के लोगों, मतलब BCCI से पूछना चाहूँगा कि वर्ल्ड कप के साइकिल में why they are playing 5 T20s against West Indies and 3 T20s against Ireland. They need to play more one-day games for the World Cup. That's the only question I want to say. North Korea could have been our group for World Cup qualifiers because they high chance they will withdraw due to political reason. It will be easy for us to reach third round. No, it's not very simple because then you only have one game less, and there is a high chances of committing those mistakes. So I don't want to India play less games. Thoughts on Northeast signing so far? Any speculation for Ishan Pandita? There is Australian player also, and there is one player from Middle East who was on a short list for sure. But I don't know which player have made progress to the next round. That have to see. The signing, some foreigners, I think again, on paper they look very underwhelming. Again, I will say like Jamshedpur FC sometime. But I think again, if the coach knows them, if the players knows the coach, if they do well on the paper, on ground, that's the ultimate thing. I was another on that Twitter space. I said same. Bengaluru have done very, very, very best to replace Miku. They got Onu, they got Brown, they got Silva. None of these strikers worked for Bengaluru FC. On paper, they were solid signing. They didn't work for Bangalore FC, but then they worked for Odisha, Northeast and East Bengal respectively, So I think that's where you need to wait and see how these players do on the ground instead of just judging on them paper. Actually, what about Edu Budia? Edu Budia, I think, of course, he was talking to Punjab and he was very close to join it, but I don't have to check the latest status, bhai. I have not checked. I saw your message yesterday, but not able to check. Manolo to manage national team. Now, how can Inter Kashi fulfill their squad for now? Only 2 players, and what about local Indian players in the squad? Bombay boy, Mumbai. वो चल रहा है already. They're talking to lots of players who are free agents, former ISL players who are in and around I-League waiting for the deals. Only thing happened with Inter Kashi coming up, उन प्लेयरों ने अपनी डिमांड्स बढ़ा दी. So जहाँ वो पहले 20 lakhs 25 lakhs में खेल रहे थे, या पर मंथ की सैलरी बात करूँ वो 50,000 से लेकर नॉट 50,000 बट 1 लाख की सैलरी पे खेल रहे थे, अब वो मांग रहे हैं 4 से 5 लाख रुपए पर मंथ. So the I-League clubs, the new clubs, they are facing the situation because agents ने आपस में मीटिंग वगैरह करके they have make sure that the minimum demand they are asking more money now, as simple as that, because the new teams are in, they are asking more money. प्रो कबड्डी के ऑक्शन का टाइम लाइव होगा क्या चैनल पे? ब्रेवट बिल्कुल लाइव होगा प्रो कबड्डी के टाइम पे. कबड्डी का सारा एक्शन इसी चैनल पे मिलेगा, वहाँ की जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. क्रिकेट के लिए आपको दूसरे चैनल पर जाना पड़ेगा, हमारा ही चैनल है वैसे. फुटबॉल ऑन प्लेड ऑन ग्रास नॉट पेपर, एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. जितेंद्र प्रधान, सम टाइम ऑन पेपर it's sometimes the paper looks like कि ये signing is a solid signing and that does not work on the grass, and sometime what happen on grass you think oh this play might do good but might वो चीजें हैं. एक सेकेंड. Robin Yadav is in Bangalore FC. I don't think there is any rumors. Somebody said he's at Bangalore FC. There's an interview also of him at Khel Now where he talked about his move. Ashish Manolo taking India to World Cup 2023. I will be there no matter what. Let's see. We all go. Will be there together. Any upcoming Indian signing for East Bengal, especially in defense and midfield, looks unlikely. Not many Indian players are not available much in the market now. Clubs are very adamant of players they have under contract. They want to release them for ease. So that's the thing. Clubs lose national team players from August 20 to October 18, with players getting with clubs getting players for just 8 days in between between Asian Games and the Madrid Cup. And I think that's where the clubs are a bit worried. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I think that's where the club are worried that it's an important period for them to do training, to try and test new formation, new playing style, and if they don't have the key players, because the Indian players who are in the national teams who are the best players at their club at their own position, so clubs are a bit worried about that, and that's where they want there should be no longer camp. There should be no longer camp for Asian Games, for example. Kings Cup. They're fine to release players 3 days before Kings Cup, but not longer than that. That's where the struggle is going on. So let's see if they can find the middle ground. कोच साहब हर मैच से पहले लॉन्ग कैंप की डिमांड करेंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता उनका मन है लंबा टिकने का इंडियन फुटबॉल में. अंकुर जैन कह रहे हैं. नॉर्थ ईस्ट आई थिंक दे आर स्टिल टॉकिंग टू कपल ऑफ मोर डोमेस्टिक टारगेट्स. दत्ता जी. देवराज कनारा सर, मोहन बगान का कोई साइनिंग हो सकता है? यार देखो वैसे तो कोई साइनिंग मुझे लगता नहीं कोई एज सच कोई प्लान है इस टाइम पे, बट मोहन बगान एनीथिंग कैन हैपन. सो जब तक विंडो क्लोज नहीं होती, स्टिल कीप योर आइज एंड ईयर्स ओपन विद मोहन बगान. लेट्स सी. इंडिया 1-0 कतारी. नवंबर प्रणव आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर और मेरी तरफ से पार्टी अगर ये होता है स्कोर लाइन तो. एनी मोर डोमेस्टिक साइनिंग फॉर केरला ब्लास्टर्स? प्रिसाइसली अनियन लेफ्ट बैक, दैट्स इट्स नो मोर साइनिंग. गुरुदेव. सी Iban, I was checking on Iban. So Kerala Blasters did approach Goa for Iban, but the demand of Goa was such that they have not matched those demand, and Ivan is with Goa in Duran Cup. Of course, he has been with the Goa, not playing again. That's an important factor to see. Sandesh started in center back department, not as a left back also. So he is, of course, he's a part of the squad at FC Goa, but not a first 11 player right now. So, but Kerala Blasters, and yesterday I checked upon at my sources, they say that he might stay at Goa now because the offer which the demand of FC Goa have been not matched by Kerala Blasters right now. I think it's also depend on, you have to see, they might go back for Iban again later in the window because they will see getting Ishan Pandita now, can they save budget little bit here and there on their foreign players, because the position changed for the foreign players around because they got Ishan Pandita. So I think you have to wait for them to finally finalize the other signing. I might go Iban again in the end of the window. Mohan Bagan in new domestic signing. Vikas Mukherjee, thank you very much for super chat यार. अभी तक तो कोई देखो मोहन बगान का प्लान as such कोई है नहीं, because they have enough Indian players here and there in every position. But of course, if there is some outgoings happens, which looks unlikely, लिस्टन का रूमर बहुत हैवी चल रहा है उड़ीसा एफसी, but I think it's still a rumor. And मुझे लगता है कि मोहन बगान is not very easy club in terms of selling players or loaning out players. So that's the struggle with when you negotiate with Mohan Bagan to buy their players or to get their players on loan or something. So I think it's depend on the outgoing, but looks unlikely that they're looking for any player. Ashish Goa signed us youngsters Gupta from Spanish lower division, just like Pandita and Nemil. Yeah, Goa have good scouting network in the Spanish lower division. That's why they have strikers always done well who come from the Spain market. And yeah, it's a club contemplating the entering women's football. I think Goa has long-term plan to enter it. Bengaluru has long-term plan, but I don't know they're doing it this way or not. That's different. Ishan Pandita signed for Kerala Blasters. So what about domestic striker of East Bengal? Why can't we loan Gurkirat Singh? He is not getting playing time. Even if East Bengal wants to loan Gurkirat Singh, is also on Mumbai City FC. Will they want to release Gurkirat on loan to to Mumbai, to East Bengal? You have to also remember clubs are seeing this season as a long season. There are lots of games. In March there is a games. The injuries can be possible. That's why club are adamant to keep the strong squad together. Jay Gupta is a left-footed centre back. Thank you for the वो ले आएंगे information के बाद गोवा से बात करके. Qatar was playing Gold Cup. Ashish bhai, will East Bengal do an Indian signing, especially in midfield or any other position? Please बताओ. Piyush Das, I think Indian signing Goa गोवा कह रहा हूँ. East Bengal देख तो रही है कुछ players को, right? But see, some I think 3 to 4 players I heard who had a chat with the East Bengal officials, but those players are under contract, so they have to agree the deal with the clubs first. So they will definitely want to get the players, but let's see. Will Kirasha go for a foreign centre back, Asian winger and a midfielder who can hold the defense, also engage in Netaja Jahu, and will they go for us 2 attackers or a centre back? Your thoughts? I think my thought on Kerala Blaster now with Ishan coming up, I think that should be up for their forward position, if you ask me. They have one foreign striker, just give me 1 second. Let me also open their squad, just for my understanding. See, अगर ईशान आ रहे हैं केरला ब्लास्टर, which is done. Squad ही नहीं खुल रही है. Yeah. See, I think. Lasovic is the centre back is there, and if you want to play 4 foreigners, Luna is there, so he's going to play alongside, and Demakutos is also there. He's a forward. He's a number 9, and I think Justin can solve a problem for them. He is a winger. On number 10 can play winger. On number 10 he is not a striker. Ishan can play on the centre forward position. There's a Vidya Sagar who can play. So I think I will definitely go for a number 6 for sure, or a 8, because Luna can play 8 also. So I think I will go with a 6 for sure. And then maybe go with a how many strikers foreigners they have? 1, 2. If they get the Justin from trial, 3 and 4 at the centre back. So they have two position, considering we hope Justin is the one they're going to sign. So I think 2 position is empty, and I think they should go for a number 6 or a 8 hybrid type of player. And if I'm a coach, I will go somebody who can play Adrian Luna like a role, a number 10 or a secondary striker, because Sahel is not there anymore. So you have to replace Sahel also. And coach play 4-4-2 sometime, So if you play 4-4-2, Sahel played on a right wing, then I think might go for another foreign striker or a secondary striker, Then you have 3 strikers, Ishan Pandita, Demakutos, and the new striker who play on a front 2 alongside Vidya Sagar. Then you have 4 striker to play the 2 position. Justin can compete on the wing position. Andrew Luna can play in the midfield also. So I think that's how they can do it if they want to play 4-4-2. But I think I definitely go with a defensive midfielder for sure. And if they sign Justin, a player who can play number 10 as a secondary striker. That's what my opinion is. You were going to do an article on Apuya exclusive for National News. What happened with that? Have to drop these stories, Ashish bhai. There is some more findings we were given, so that story didn't got completed, so that's why I have to drop. How many goals Mahindra FC will be conceding? Papa Paris. I don't underestimate any Nepal team. I will be very honest. They play with a 300% against Indian teams. Of course, Mohan Bagan is a favorite, but I think I will take 3-0 for Mohan Bagan. That's a good scoreline. But Nepali teams are extra motivated for playing against Indian team. Heard anything about Kailash or any other domestic signing of Ishan Pandita? I think they will look for the defender, the left back, the position they still want to look into it. So as I hope that's not done yet. Let's see, but I think they also want to make sure they get the 3 foreigners if they sign Justin done before they look into those positions also. नॉर्थ ईस्ट का एशियन प्लेयर बातचीत चल रही है अरिंदम भाई अभी तक कुछ आया नहीं है डू यू थिंक मुंबई is strong enough to defeat top Asian clubs in Champions League, especially from Saudi, Qatar, UAE, when they have signed top player from Europe League, and now 5+ foreign rule is implemented? I think if you say about top Asian clubs, they can't defeat. Their whole point should be they should compete with any team they were given. If there's a 5+1 rule and playing 11, they're playing 6 foreigners. Will they play 6 foreigners? So then they have Purva as a 1 Indian, Apuya as a 2nd Indian, Akash Mishra as a 3rd Indian, Changte as a 4 Indian, and they just maybe Rahul Bhek as a 5 Indian. So, if they balance out, they can make a good team. 5 Indians are Indians who play for Indian national team. So that's the thing. By Sony ka telecast must hai good and quickly upload the highlights of the matches. A very good broadcasting. I think telecast again depends on the production quality. So production is done by Duran Cup, not Sony. So telecast, if they're showing matches on game, that's fine. Why FC Goa remove dinner video? देखी नहीं यार dinner video. Comment on Liston first match. We was involved in 4 or 5 goals. Siddharth Nayak. I think I don't have a single doubt over Liston potential abilities and his firepower as an attacker. And I have kept on saying during the Continental Cup and the SAF Cup, give Liston a chance now. Give Liston a chance. If we're winning him, he needs confidence. He needs to play. And that's what Liston have done in the Duran Cup and whenever he got chance with Mohan Bagan. Let's see how Liston done in that Nepali club in AFC Cup. That's the game I'm looking forward to. Can he implement that form, the same form in the games which are which demands him to do well, these games. So I hope he does well. So I have no doubt about Liston's quality. Can you make video and article why Nepal hates India? Story of the rivalry. It will be interesting to know the facts about the rivalry. Bombay boy, Mumbai, I think बना सकते हैं मैंने काफ़ी बार बात करी है and it's not a rivalry as such because Nepal have, I think they have never defeated India in football at senior level, men's level. I'm not sure they have defeated. Maybe if I'm wrong, then अगर वो कोई नेपाली देख रहा होगा तो मेरी क्लास लगने वाली है. But I think they never defeated. There's no rivalry, but they take lots of pride in playing India, and they feel that it's not on football, but they feel India is politically suppressing them. That's the feeling among Nepali people, and they also feel that India is claiming Buddha as their own, whereas he was born in Nepal, and he's a Siddharth. When his name was Siddharth, he was a king in the Nepal, king's son in the Nepal, and they feel that India is telling West that Buddha was born in India. But I think factually, थोड़ा सा इधर उधर है मामला, but I don't want to get into that politics side. So these are two major factors, political and this Buddha thing, that they feel that that they want to defeat India. And then I remember the 2013 SAF Championship and even 2015 SAF Under-16 Championship before, when Dheeraj and Jerry Lalanjwala and Thapas and all playing in that SAF Championship. India won 1-0 in the final. 20,000 people in the stadium, and they having the body painted. Buddha was born in Nepal. Buddha was born in Nepal. So it's different rivalry altogether. India does not take it as a rivalry, but they take it as a rivalry. People were praising highly Jingan Odia combo, but what I personally think, this is thing that they are physically very strong, but happens when counters with the fast players happen, they will catch their pace. And Shillong game was an easy game, so let's wait how they do it. अबे copyright पड़ गया शायद उस गोवा के वीडियो, and due to the music they have to remove it. So मैंने देखा ही नहीं तो मैं कुछ कह नहीं सकता है कि क्यों रिमूव किया है. Can you hint where Indian women's football player might be heading to Europe? Last time you hinted 3 players were inclined to move to Europe. I think I have to check on that, because Spain was the one market. There are some markets in Eastern Europe and Western Asia the countries were looking into it. So I have to check on that and we'll come back on that. Do you see the crowd for engagement at the CFL shows if promoted right way Indian football can go far? On the other side, Duran Cup tickets are not available. Tickets are only offline. Shambar Porter. There is no doubt over East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan sporting fan following. If there is doubt, the people are wrong to doubt these fans. They have been there for years, 100 years now. All these clubs, nearly 100 years. Supporting the club, and I think it's just matter of time before all the games will be supported very well. And as I said, I'm looking forward to Mohun Bagan games in the ISL, not just Kolkata Derby, other games. Can they get 40 to 50,000 crowd for each and every ISL game, not just Derby? That will be interesting to see. भाई खेलनाउ का स्टूडियो का लोकेशन कहाँ है दिल्ली में? आप गूगल पे लिखना खेलनाउ टीवी, आपको मिल जाएगा कहाँ पे है, जसोला में है ऑफिस हमारा. Why didn't Mumbai City give chance to Gurkirat? He is the pure talent, even though they are playing against weaker position. That's my thing, but I think that's my question also. But I think coach is tuning his team for the Champions League game, so I think he's playing the players who is going to play in that game. So Gurkirat look like not in the first choice for those. Your view on Scott Cooper? I think मैं बात कर रहा था कुछ coaches से और कुछ agents से जो जानते हैं Scott Cooper को internationally, not Indian agents. They told me the coach is good. He's a very interesting coach and might do well in India. So let's see, once he start playing his team. If music was issue, then they should have uploaded without sound. I was looking for that video. Please tell FC Goa to re-upload that video. सिद्धार्थ नायक जी, मैं अभी फ़ोन करके वीडियो के बाद फ़ोन करके बोलूँगा FC Goa की मीडिया टीम को जल्दी से वीडियो अपलोड कीजिए. सिद्धार्थ नायक जी कह रहे हैं. Mario Zevic rumors to Killers is true. He is even engaged in a Killer accounts comment. Is it the case of Rafael Lopez? If any player is engaging with Kerala Blaster fans on Instagram, that's a big red flag. Big red flag. If I'm a club, I'm talking to a player about his wages and everything, I'm negotiating a deal. If he does engage with the crowd and try to put a club under pressure by engaging with fans, club is going to run away from the deal. So that's a big red flag. Happened with Kerala Blaster fans in past, might happen again and again. Are there any more domestic signing that might happen in East Bengal? Yes, there are chances are there might happen. भाई मोहन बगान कोई आउटगोइंग अपडेट नहीं है. भुनिया जी आप आए हैं तो मैं बता देता हूँ. वेलकम टू द शो फर्स्ट. अभी तो कोई अपडेट नहीं है. दे आर प्लेइंग. आई थिंक विंडो क्लोज होते होते कुछ अपडेट आ सकती है, बट राइट नाउ नो अपडेट. सुमित राठी इज द लिस्टन्स, एवरीबडी सेट टू स्टे. अभी तक तो ये है कंफर्मेशन. अभी साइनिंग तो यार आप कितनी साइनिंग करोगे? भुनिया मोहन बगान कितनी साइनिंग कहाँ रखोगे? इतने प्लेयर्स, जगह भी होनी चाहिए. डैश प्रिफर चिकारा ओवर गुरकिरा ड्यू टू हिज हाइट and physical advantage? Gurkirat is also physically very strong. I'm not sure height actually how comparison how taller they are, but he's a very strong. ISL broadcast scenario कब तक clear होगा? I think next 10 days it should get clear. Manish Rajak. ठीक है. What about Kerala Blaster fine protest against BFC? वो चल रहा है उनका केस इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट में. ISL ने अब तक कुछ बताया नहीं है how much fine they going to put on the on Kerala Blaster, and let me check on that fine also. भूल जाता हूँ ना तो मैं हर बारी. Any update? फोन ही हैंग होता रहता है यार. टाइम टू बाय अ न्यू फोन. So have sent my inquiry. Will let you know. Now the transfer window is almost over. Which team do you think will finish in top 6? सनित सिल. हम बात करेंगे इसकी नेक्स्ट वीक में, और हम एक अलग से वीडियो भी करेंगे ऑफिस में. सब लोगों को ले आएंगे और सबकी प्रेडिक्शन पूछेंगे कि उन क्या लगता है कि कौन टॉप 6 में फिनिश करेगा, कौन सा क्लब लास्ट होगा. और ये फॉर्मेट आप लोगों को भी भेज सकते हैं. आप लोग ने वीडियो भेजना, उस वीडियो में हम सब प्रेडिक्शन डालेंगे कि खेलना एक्सपर्ट तो नहीं बोलेंगे, खेलना एम्प्लॉयज एंड द फैंस कम टुगेदर टू प्रेडिक्ट द ISL आउटकम, एंड देखते हैं कौन सही होता है, कौन लीग शील्ड जीतता है, कौन ट्रॉफी जीतता है. दैट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग. प्लीज डोंट ब्रिंग हिम. हार्दिक आज आया नहीं है, वैसे तो छुट्टी पे. आयुष चिकारा इज अराउंड 1.9 taller देन Griffiths, who is 1.8 tallest Indian player, except Gurpreet Paji. So I think yes, Chikara is tall, but Gurkirat भी weak नहीं है. Gurkirat, he's also strong, and I write height in football is good to have, but that does not mean that if you are just taller you will be a better footballer. गुड एग्जाम्पल इज मिस्टर सुनील छेत्री, ही इज नॉट टॉलर. आपकी जो अपर बॉडी स्ट्रेंथ है, आपकी शोल्डर स्ट्रेंथ है, आपकी बैक स्ट्रेंथ है, उसकी भी इंपॉर्टेंस ज़्यादा होती है. Any update on Komal Thatal? We should not forget this guy once scouted by Manchester United would go for Carrington. Never scouted by Manchester United. बहुत बड़ा फेक रूमर था अंडर 17 वर्ल्ड कप में कि वो मैनचेस्टर टाइम्स नाउ ने निकाला था कि मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड उनको स्काउट कर रहा है. बिग रूमर. It's confusing to see the signing of the Ishan Pandita when there is already Vidya Sagar Singh. Does Ivan have to guts to play two league centre forward? It will excellent to watch. Your thoughts? I think if you see आजकल एक there's in Europe there's a funda now. You want two players for each position. If Ivan is trying to play 4-4-2, which he has done in the last season, I think he need four centre backs of 4 centre forwards to play in those striker position. So I think Vidya, Ishan, and Demitikos, and might be one more foreign signing which he is going to bring. So I think that's the idea here, that it looks like that he is going to play 4-4-2, and I think that's where he want to. That's why he want these Ishant and another foreign signing. कब डेब्यू करेगा कम नॉक, अभी देखो कब डेब्यू देखना पड़ेगा. अपुया का भी आया था लिवरपूल के साथ, फेक है. अपुया को भी लिवरपूल फेक है. मैं बता दूं ये चीजें मेरे से कंफर्म कर लिया करो. Ayush has scored a goal already. Even Gurkirta has been at the club for more time, whereas Gurkirta has failed to score even single goal from Mumbai City FC in any competition. Ashu 26 तो बेच दीजिए गुरकीरत को. अगर लग रहा है अच्छा नहीं है उसको जाने दीजिए, लोन पे सेल कर दीजिए. East Bengal, other club, North East will be very interested in him if he is not good, but he is of course good. मुंबई सिटीज का लॉन्ग टर्म आउटलुक इंफ्रा ग्रासरूट वुमेन्स फुटबॉल. आई थिंक इंफ्रा का तो देखो, लैंड का तो मुंबई में बहुत मुश्किल है. नवी मुंबई बन सकता है आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से. तो अकेडमी के उनके प्लान्स तो चल ही रहे हैं. दे आर डूइंग गुड एट द ग्रासरूट लेवल. वुमेन्स फुटबॉल आई हैव टू चेक, बट आई थिंक लॉन्ग टर्म में उनके वही प्लान होंगे वुमेन्स टर्म फुटबॉल के डेफिनेटली. लास्ट टाइम मुंबई प्लेड चैंपियंस लीग दे प्लेड विद 3 समटाइम 2 फॉरेन सेंटर बैक, 2 foreigners, and we know how they played. Okay. Bangalore FC Murang have signed for Northeast United. Arindom. Justin included in, अभी नहीं include हुआ है. Justin, there is no Justin deal yet for Kerala Blaster. He's just still on a trial and a short-term deal with Kerala Blaster. Why some ISL clubs are not starting pre-season? Is there any ISL club who have not started pre-season yet? Chennai, केरला या जमशेदपुर ने कर दिया. दे आर इन थाईलैंड. उड़ीसा ने थाईलैंड में कर दिया. उड़ीसा इज ऑलरेडी इन थाईलैंड टू हैव द प्री सीजन. आई डोंट थिंक एनी क्लब इज देयर हु हैव नॉट स्टार्टेड द प्री सीजन येट. Which club have not started the pre-season? Exactly why Mumbai want forwards Chikara and Gurpreet both in Duran Cup matches. Gurpreet to wings पे डाला है. Indians who are currently playing in Europe, can we see an Indian player at least in Bundesliga, if not Premier League? Bundesliga भी छोटी लीग नहीं है मेरे भाई. Bundesliga में खेलने के लिए भी हमें बहुत इंतजार करना पड़ेगा इंडियन प्लेयर को. I am saying stats because people are saying he needs to be given more game time, but he has to prove it to the club to get more game time. Don't you think if he proves he will get it? I think yes, but then on the other side, if he has done very well with the India's game, he scored 7-8 games for India on a trot, then he definitely have the potential, and it's Des Buckingham was the best person to judge it. If he's not in his plan, I think he can definitely send him on a loan, you know, if you don't want to sell. Vipin Mohan Mar, Danish Farooq, who has more chance to play combo with Jigsan Singh? I think it's depend, you know. I think I don't see Danish as a out and out 6 and 8. I see more of a floating number 10 who can play just behind, you know, because Danish Farooq used to play attacking position for his Kashmiri club and used to play. I think Vipin Mohan Raj has a high chance right now if they don't sign any foreigner in that position. Som Kumar खेलेगा कोई बड़ा लीग, पक्की बात है. Yes, that lad is focused. आशिफ भाई आप कहते हैं कि मुरंग से, अरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए नहीं, जमशेदपुर एफसी के लिए साइन किया. तो सॉरी, मेरी कान पकड़ के सॉरी, कंफ्यूजन हो गया था. जमशेदपुर एफसी के लिए साइन किया. If Kerala do want to sign the left back but not getting the deal, CFC does not care on Mumbai, so they, as they do Melbourne signed a Serie A player today, where Mumbai foreigners are not the level, same third division player extra TOL. See, take times. Now they have a club 100. Now they are controlling the club fully this season onwards, so it will take time to bring those type of foreigner which you want. From next season onwards, maybe they will do it. Can Kerala Blasters take a risk and sign a second attacker and a hybrid 6 and 8, go with a single foreign center, seeing the strong defensive option? Gurudev, consider Gurudev, if you ask me. Pritam, your centre back option. Parveer as a right back, left back. I think sign a defensive midfielder 6 on 8. Justin, if he's a good, as everybody is saying, good right winger to have, and sign one player who can play a secondary striker and then you have player in each and every position other than maybe left back, and then go aggressive for the left back. And the defensive midfielder which you sign should be able to slot in a centre back. Should not be that tough for him to play in the centre back position. That's my opinion. So club might differ, fans might differ. So which position that I have to check. Why some ISL are not playing their main squad in Duran Cup? उनको लगता है कि वो कैंप से अच्छा प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं. Why club like North East, Jamshedpur, Odisha not using the best squad in Duran Cup? At least they can win it as fair. There are no chance of this club winning ISL. अब यार उड़ीसा वालों ने इतने पैसे लगाए हैं, सजो लोबेरा लेके आए, you are saying no chance of winning ISL. Jamshedpur FC have won the league shield in past. Northeast, they have put in the best possible team. उनको प्लेयर साइन भी तो करने हैं ना. It's not that there's another camp going on for another team. This is the full coaching staff is involved. All the players they have signed till now are involved, most of them. So I think they have taken it very seriously. Other club, let's see. Did Mumbai City FC tell Norim Mahesh to wait till January transfer window? Interesting, Da Costa, I think, but I think the chances are that he might sign an extension with the East Bengal. I heard so last time, but I have to check again. Inter Kashi का भी कोई update नहीं है, but they're talking to multiple Indian players who are available for the I-Leagues to sign them. How will be the Duran Cup knockout stage? Which group will compete against each other? I think वो already बना हुआ है, Anish Chandran. Let me tell you also. I think knockout ka. So each team goes out to the knockout. There's a second ranking team also, and I think we'll check this, but I think most probably it should be A versus, so quarterfinal is there, right? So 2, and then 2 more. I think there should be something. So I will check on that and give you the update on the maybe up next week video, but maybe on the Khelna article also. I said, what with the new EPL rules, wouldn't it be easier to recruit an Indian player in second? I understand the previous limitation was short. ISL leagues work permit would have been short. Velocity कुछ कह रहे हैं आशीष भाई, with the new EPL rules, wouldn't it be easier to recruit Indian players in second or third division? I understand the previous limitation was short. ISL league work permit which have been solved. So I think rule have changed, so Indian players can go and start. If they are good enough, like Sunil Chhetri was when he signed for QPR. Now they can get a work permit. One thing for that. So I think वो easy है, but player की quality भी होनी चाहिए to tell you about, So अभी वो quality है नहीं हमारी, क्योंकि जाके हम League 2 is also very tough. और से नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्या और इंडियन प्लेयर साइन करेगा? ऋदीप शर्मा करेगा, साइन करेगा. Derby prediction: East Bengal strong. They have Nanda, Sohail, Norim, Nishu, but players will need more game time. I think it will be a draw. Draw will be a okay result, but East Bengal should go for a win, considering it's not a best Mohan Bagan team, and get them mentally over them by winning this game, which might help them in the next derby. So that's the thing. उसके अलावा derby prediction तो बता दिया मैंने. AFC कप का ग्रुप स्टेज कब शुरू होगा? I think in September only. Why Salam Johnson Singh, Alex Saji and Isaac not in the squad for AFC under 23 qualifiers? AFC under 23 qualifiers चेक करना पड़ेगा यार. मिलन कन्याल. What about VAR लाइट? ये KLFC फैन ने इतना रिवोल्यूशन किया है AIFF को, अब पता नहीं, मुश्किल लग रहा है. VAR लाइट का भी वो भी पता कर लेंगे आपके लिए हम VAR लाइट. So I think guys, thank you very much. Hit the like button. डूरन कप का स्कोर चेक करके बता देता हूँ क्या चल रहा है. बांग्लादेश वर्सेस पंजाब 0-0. Bangladesh Army is doing well. 0-0 till now. Punjab FC not able to find out anything against them, and at half time 0-0 score line. Seeing Chennai FC and Hyderabad is evident they lost the quality of the game. Lacking a quality senior to manage them in its CFC, it's a very clear they lack a senior leader. And I think the coaches are the leader in terms of what they do, and Chennai is trying to build a young team. I think Rafal coming back is a one way of putting a leader in that team. Same with Hyderabad, the Indian players some Indian players are there who are playing for the club for a while, but I think the foreigners will have to play a key role. Will India send the senior team for Madreka Cup and the Kings Cup? Kings Cup will send a team which will be playing in the Asian Games, under 23 team alongside Sunil Chhetri, Sandesh and Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, where Sunil Chhetri have asked for a chutti on the Kings Cup. Madreka Cup, we are definitely sending our first team. Moirang has signed for Jamshedpur FC. Sorry for all the confusion, Utpal. Will India send that have taken giveaway करते हैं quality of Dutch league can play in second division of this league? Please answer. Can Indian play in the second division of Dutch league? Yes, on paper yes we can, but अभी हमारे पास मुझे talent दिखता नहीं है who is serious enough to go and to play there. Directly नहीं खेल पाएगा, so they have to go to Norway or Finland or Denmark second tier club first, and then maybe Dutch second tier or Dutch lower first division club, and then उसके बाद and then maybe that's the step you have to take. You know, can Sana make a through to the national team? He is definitely have the quality. Sana has played for national team, so there is no doubt over it. You know, can India beat Malaysia? Definitely we can. जमशेदपुर अफसान मुगराइंग तो कंफ्यूजन हो गया. ABCD, can you see my comment? My comment ABCD भाई का कमेंट कोई है दिख रहा किसी को? नहीं देख पा रहे आपका कमेंट यार ABCD भाई. उप्स नहीं दिख रहा है, आप दोबारा भेजिए. Wait 5 minutes, I have a question. So आप क्वेश्चन पूछिए फटाफट. How many foreign origin players Malaysia have? I think I have to check exact detail. Which player will replace Sunil in Thai Cup? I think they will keep the same squad. No extra player they will take. That's my thing. Any changes in a foreign player rules in AFC competition? Yes, you are allowed more than 4 foreigners now in the Asian competitions. How many in the playing 11? That still need to be announced. Can you see my comment? I have not taken. ABCD अपना comment भेजिए. Is BFC looking for Indian centre back? Yes, they are. Where will be Mohan Bagan play? All these top Indian players, isn't it counterproductive for Indian talents? Sahan Pramod, the Indian players who have signed there, they should know that where they're going to play. So they feel that they're playing in the two competition, they have enough places for all the players to play a part in a squad. What is the reason behind mandatory Asian recruitment for ISL club for on spot? Is it actually any useful? If that rule is not there, the spot can be filled with another quality player to prepare them for the Champions League and the AFC Cup. You need a mandatory Asian foreigner in this competition. Federation Cups, Super Cup format, अभी तो doubtful लग रहा है मुझे होगा कि नहीं होगा. Format we have to wait. North East का कब last foreign signing announce करेंगे? I think that should be done next 10 days maximum. Hope Manipur violence stop and Sana can give 100%. Definitely, and he needs our support, and Manipur needs our support. Indian football community need to stand with the Manipur in this tough time, and you know this politicals, the politics and whatever you can say. I just want peace to prevail, football to come back. 2 clubs are from there in I-League, Trau and Niroka, which looks very tough for them also to play in I-League this season. So I hope finally peace prevail and you know everything is back to normal. Bhai Maguire finally left. Best thing happened after SAF era. You are not a Manchester United fan, so you should not be talking about Manchester United. How far we can reach in Asian Games? Knockout round definitely, quarterfinals. You know, let's see. That's the minimum requirement for me. Malaysian football team is better team than some pot 3 countries. They have some very pacey players and they have very good fans. So let's see how India does against Malaysia in front of their fans. So that's it. And in Europe, by the way, Manchester United. Harry Kane, I think, set to join Bayern. What a signing for Bayern. Somebody, if couple of years back, किसी ने बोला होता कि Bayern 100 million का player खरीदेगी, everybody would have said you are a mad. To see a Bayern München to spend 100 million on a foreign player, not a German player by the way, on a foreign striker, is a massive amount, and this is going to already all the Bundesliga clubs hates Bayern, so it's not rivalry. I think out of the 18 clubs, which includes Bayern, I don't think there is a single club in Bundesliga who are neutral toward Bayern, club or their fans neutral toward Bayern. Now with the 100 million signing of Harry Kane, you know, it's have changed the dynamic now. Bayern, you know, going for the big striker, and I think if they wanted Harry Kane, so why they let go Lewandowski? You know, he's not a bad in terms of it. So I think that's चल रहा है. मैं Manchester United fan हूँ भाई, but I know Messi is clearer than Ronaldo. ये देखो. Can you do game by game analysis for Mumbai in Champions League? D'Souza, I will definitely try. There's lots of stuff going on this time around, so we'll try for Champions League game. We'll try a watch along for Champions League game for sure. वो definitely कर लेंगे. Your young player to watch out for this ISL season. That's a good question, Gurudev. I think I'm very excited about all the young players. I think Goethe at East Bengal, because he's just young, he never played in ISL, so you know I think he has chances to play. More young players, Vibin Monraj at Kerala Blaster, you know, some these players who have not played much in the ISL till now. You know, I think Rohit Dhano, will a change of scenario at Bangalore FC help him? That's one thing. उसके अलावा I have to go for each and every squad. Chikara at Mumbai City FC, मोहन बगान के पास भी कुछ यंगस्टर्स हैं पर वो टॉप क्वालिटी यंगस्टर्स हैं तो उनको तो ऑलरेडी खेल चुके हैं वो. At Goa, the Chetri, the lad, he is also good. Hyderabad has some good talent. So I think I have to go through a squad. It's tough to remember each and every player. Maybe Sohail Bhatt. Yes, Arco, good question. Sohail Bhatt. I think Irfan is also good. So I think they are good young players. And why Jamshedpur choose Scott Cooper over Owen Kuvel when Jamshedpur and Kuvel has a good relation. Same way Chennai and Kuvel has a good relation. So I think Cooper was already in talk with Jamshedpur. Last year also, I think he had a chat or something with them. So I think it's not Cooper. They have not take a decision signing Cooper just based on couple of days. It's a long-term signing they have done. So I think there are lots of players. Is Mohan Bagan becoming Bayern of ISL, all national team player in one club? ABCD. Yes, looks like right now. Do any clubs and ISL club have comparable budget? Yes, definitely. Mohan Bagan का अगर compare करोगे अब तो है. Any update from Vibin's stint at OFI Crete? I think he's doing well. That's what I heard last from Killer Blaster people that he's doing very well. Minimum expectation set for him. He has done better than that. So that's one thing. Sohail Bhatt should be in the first team of Mohan Bagan. Say yes, I think he should be. ISL should change the logo as like Tiger, like Premier League done. Let's see if they do so. Maybe after 10 years they can do. Do you read that Rohit Sharma comments on ISL in today's La Liga show? Yeah, the article is on there on Khel Now. You can definitely read that article, what he said about ISL and national team. But Aussie players go for a premium in India. Yeah, that's why, because we are looking for that Asian player and there are less quality Asian players in the scouting network of Indian clubs. Of course, there are lots of quality Asian players, but our scouting network is limited in Indian clubs. Irfan is better than Pandita. Tough to say. Different type of strikers, but I think very tough to say. Mumbai City FC September 18 play Champions League match. 20 September. ISL start. How possible? ISL start on 22 September. Tapas. What should be the priority for Mumbai City FC players? Asian Games or Champions League? I think यार ये उनको ही decide कर दो, but I think they should be playing all the games with 100% wherever they play. Horipam to Mohan Bagan नहीं जाएंगे, नहीं होगा. To Mohan Bagan. What he said that our national team has done well based on because ISL has prepared the players and everything. These kind of the quotes are there on the khelnow.com website. You can go and read those. Ashish picked Messi or Ronaldo. For my own memories, Ronaldo's definitely copying his hairstyle, doing him step up on the wing for Manchester United. That's my own preference, and I'm not saying Ronaldo is better than Messi. This my preference for my memories is Ronaldo. And not talking about player, I think Messi is definitely has gone to the next level of winning the World Cup. Ultimate thing is it's not individual sports. Messi won that World Cup, and the South American Federation made him win the Copa, right? They made 4 or 5 Copas in 5 years so that Messi can at least win one. So I think, but yeah, there is no doubt over Messi's quality. But I think my personal memory-wise, Ronaldo. But I think player Messi, not that Messi is better than Ronaldo, but Messi has done better in terms of winning those trophies than Ronaldo. But for example, Ronaldo has 5 Champions League, Messi does not have. So but I still feel Messi is still I don't know how to say it but you see Messi has not got success with PSG. Ronaldo has got success with multiple clubs. That theory of Ronaldo fans that Messi is a one system, one club man still valid, by the way, has not done well for PSG. So let's see, I think. But my personal memory is Ronaldo, so I'm not picking out one player over one. World Cup is clearer than Champions League. Where will Mumbai City play if Cristiano, Al Nassr or Benzema, Al Ittihad comes to India after being drawn in the same group? I think they're not going to change the stadium based on Ronaldo coming or not. If it be Mumbai Football Arena, for sure. Need to Sony broadcast I-League. Let's see if they take it or not. Sue says Lucky Reds. Inter Miami or Al Nassr? भाई अब पता नहीं हम तो किस बेसिस पे बताएं इंटर मियामी और अल नसर. Inter Miami, I'm a backup fan, so follow what Beckham does. But in this case, comparing Al Nassr, I don't know. This should be game now. Club World Cup is coming up. Next we'll see these clubs playing there very soon. Also, 3 peak CR7, peak CR7 untouchable. He made a stupid decision to leave Madrid over his ego. Says Leo D'Souza. And I think also you have to see Ronaldo started his career in 2003, way earlier, 2003, 2004, at the top level. Messi came later on, so of course he did well, and then you still see the longevity of Ronaldo to do it every year is a great. So you can't say anything about Ronaldo's work ethic and everything. Love you, Ashish. Thank you, Lucky Reds. Love you too. Why most of the clubs are looking for Australian or for Asian spot? There are many other countries like excellent quality like Morocco, Japan, signing for. Their scouting network is small and a bit lazy. The people who are hiring. Thoughts on Ishan Pandita move to Killer Blaster? I think good. Killer Blaster fans will love Ishan Pandita as a player, but I hope Ivan P is going to play 4-4-2, so he get a game time in national team. I think a good statement signing from Killer Blaster. Getting a player who is in demand by 3 ISL team is not easy sometimes. Thoughts on Institute League? Will PSU will allow? What will be the format? PSU's के लिए Institute League बन रही है. It will be on a home and away. Hirinder Jagare, but I think personally want them to play in the adopt academy in their area, support the academy in the age group other than the senior team. Should Gurkurat move, loan or transfer? Loan, I think he should move. ISL media right news, no update till now. Mumbai Football Arena fulfill the ACL Champions League stadium criteria. I think I have to check, but I think it should be able to fulfill now. Can play in DY Patil also, but I think they want to keep the home ground solid for that. Let's end the poll. Everybody says the club should release the player without any conditions for the national team games. Yes is 67%, 32% say no's. By last season best chance for था Dortmund का, and I blame you all for this. तुमने जिंक किया गंदा वाला same. भाई मैं तो वहाँ था, सपोर्ट कर रहा था डॉर्टमंड को जीतने के लिए, नहीं जीती तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ बताओ. इस सीजन भी जाऊँगा देखने, फिर देखते हैं जीते हैं. पर इस सीजन हैरी केन ले लिया है बायर्न ने, तो दे गोइंग टू एंड दी बुंडेसलीगा कंपटीशन कंप्लीटली. गाइस थैंक यू वेरी मच. डू हिट द लाइक बटन यार, 100 लाइक भी नहीं हुए हैं, 100+ पीपल आर वाचिंग. डू हिट द लाइक बटन एंड देयर स्टफ कमिंग अप ऑन दिस चैनल. डूरन कप का फाइनल का वॉच अलॉन्ग करेंगे if final is interesting. Semi-final का भी कर सकते हैं. Gurpreet is a great player and with the season busy as he surely get a more game time. That's what might be planned for him by the Des Buckingham. So let's see. And तो आपको जल्दी और वीडियो मिलेंगे. There are lots of video going on this channel, and the cricket का चैनल मैंने पिन कर दिया. क्रिकेट के बारे में पूछ रहा था, आप जा सकते हो क्रिकेट चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हो. उसके अलावा बहुत सारा कंटेंट चैनल के ऊपर जा रहा है, तो आप लोग यार उस कंटेंट को भी थोड़ा प्यार दीजिए, थोड़ा सा लाइक करिए, कमेंट करिए, शेयर करिए, देखिए एशियन गेम्स की तैयारी करिए उस कंटेंट को देखते हुए. एंड मैं आपको मिलूंगा नेक्स्ट वीक विद VAR अपडेट फॉर मिस्टर वैशाली, मिस वैशाली, सॉरी मुझे लगा वैशाल है. एंड हैदराबाद का ट्रांसफर बैन हट जाएगा after Gurpreet Singh, who can be number 1 goalkeeper at Bangalore FC. They have signed Sahil Punia, so they're looking towards Sahil Punia. What do you think was the motivation of Sahil move? I think he was winning cup is not the main reason. Toxicity of fans can be the reason. Tough to say. Thondal, very tough to say. I think there are lots of factor behind him moving, not just one. Please mat jao, Dortmund relegate na ho jaye. Arey nahi hogi bhai Dortmund. How will round glass Punjab compete in ISL? They can't struggling in the Duran Cup. I think they still need get some players or more. They're talking to some more players. Let's see. I-League is doing a zero engagement with fans. I-League के अकाउंट वापस आ गए हैं क्या? मुझे लगता नहीं अभी वापस आए हैं. VAR is a crap, but glad USA knocked out by a mere millimeter. Say Lord Basic. That's funny. Where you can expect KLFC foreign signing? 10 days. Next 10 days. I am not against Gurkirat. I just don't want to miss away from Ayush and Vikram, who has done better for Mumbai City FC. Then Gurkirat should leave. If Ayush and Chikara and this guy Vikram is ahead of the Gurkirat. ठीक है. फुटसॉल भी चल रहा है, फुटसॉल टीम भी जा रही है बहरीन खेलने के लिए, तो उनको भी सपोर्ट कीजिए. वुमेन्स प्लेयर आर गोइंग, 3 प्लेयर्स मैंने सुना था साइन करने वाले थे, सो लेट्स वेट फॉर द कंफर्मेशन. एंड अपडेट ऑन गिफ्टन सिंह, आई थिंक अभी तक अपडेट नहीं है. ही वॉज लास्ट सीजन वॉज ऑन द मूव, ऑन लोन हुआ नहीं. सो लेट्स सी. न्यू ISL लोगो और व्हेन विल ISL ब्रॉडकास्ट विल डिसाइडेड. Broadcast will be decided next 10 days. That's one thing. And logo, I don't know. I have to check. Thank you very much for joining in. I will see. अब बहुत हो गया. सारे क्वेश्चंस आप ट्विटर पे भेज सकते हो. एक ट्वीट भी किया मैंने, रीट्वीट कर देना जाके जरा. खेलना के नंबर्स हैं इंडियन फुटबॉल के. वी गॉट अ 3.5 million, 35 lakh page views in Indian football in the month of May, June, July. And this is the message. Yeah, 3 point, and this is the message for people who said Indian football does not have a fan base. For media houses who have shut down Indian football coverage, this is Khel Now way of showing that if you can continuously support a sport, do it with the heart out. There are people who wants to read about Indian football. There are people who want to talk about Indian football. There are people who want to watch about Indian football. So I think that's a great number. And I was not sharing those numbers, but I was talking to somebody and they told it's a great number just in Indian football to get a 3.2 million page views. It's not a joke. That's why I put it on our Twitter. तो आप जाके retweet करिए सारे लोग जाके. And thank you very much आप लोगों का प्यार, support. Hirinder ji, Vaishali, Gurudev. Will Ivan play Ishan as a starter or use as a super sub as well, which will be more effective according to you? Do you think Ivan can make a huge impact on Ishan? Ivan is a great character as a coach as a great coach to have as a character. He's a very good character also, very fighting character. Ishan will like it. So I think depending on the signing, if the other striker, foreign signing is a secondary striker or number 10, then they play 4-2-3-1, then they just play one striker. If they play two strikers and they have to play four foreigners on ground, one will be centre back, one will be a defensive midfielder, one will be Adrian Luna, then Ishan chances are very high to play in 4-4-2 formation. So I think that's why Ishan was like a marquee signing for Kerala Blaster. Thank you guys very much. कान फट गए माइक दूर से ओके माइक निकाल लिया जाते आते आप लोग पहले रुक जाओ दूर कर लिया माइक भी थैंक यू आई विल सी यू गाइज अगेन ऑन द नेक्स्ट वीक ट्विटर पे रीट्वीट कर देना 7 नेगी आशीष जाके एंड मिलता हूँ नेक्स्ट वीक थैंक यू